Yeah, so getting ready to leave a couple days. So in a couple days. So welcome to our apartment. Yeah, I'm still heartbroken over the last game. Yeah, heartbroken, disappointed, upset. So it'll be nice to get my mind off of it. I'm gonna bring all my Dreamers gear and give it to my friends and my family, which is pretty cool. So there'll be a lot of people wearing Dreamers gear in Canada. I got a lot of shoes, but my wife won't let me bring all of them. She says they get heavy in a suitcase. No one has more shoes than my wife. This is our fifth year in Asia going back to Canada for the summer. So we're pretty good at it. Marcus, you want to give everybody a tour of your room?
You can tour your room, Marcus.
Yeah.
My bed.
Okay.
Where I play games most of the time. There's a globe. Just a bunch of stuff.
And this is where Mateo has been doing his online school lately. Right, Teo? Yeah. You like online school? No. We're up here on the 19th floor, so when there's an earthquake, it's lots of movement. Maybe too much. Yeah. So that's it. That's the chaos, organized chaos right now, packing and getting ready to go. I spend a lot of nights on this couch. I find myself getting a lot of great ideas, or a lot of my ideas anyways, around 3 or 4 in the morning. And so rather than wake my wife up, I'll come out here and do some work on the coffee table here, and I'll fall back asleep on the couch here. So a lot of nights on this couch, but also I have a nice desk in our room. You just can't see it right now because all of our clothes for the packing are in the way. But yeah, a lot of work in our room, but a ton of work out here on this couch. Obviously, ending with a loss is difficult. It's tough, but last year was even tougher in a way because we never even got to finish. So I was grateful that we were able to play the season out this year. One of the best years of my life working with these guys. The commitment to getting better, the commitment to our culture, the commitment to our system. You're going to see a real sharp focus from this group coming back next year. And so when it comes to our culture and our never give up attitude, we talk about it from the day one in practice. The first thing we do, Ernie, is we work really hard to make sure practice is really difficult. We work really hard to make sure they're pushed and they're challenged and they even get frustrated and upset. And we call it a little bit of suffering. But what we want to have happen is we want them to suffer together. And if you do that early in your season and you make it a standard that you're going to practice as hard as you can no matter what, and we put them in situations and we put them in drills where it's really, really difficult, really, really challenging, but we make that a common standard, I think as you get into the season and you go through your ups and downs and then you hold them to those same standards, no matter how well you're playing or no matter how bad you're playing, you start to get the togetherness. The bonds start to be created through the work, through the suffering. And after this last game really reminded me of some of the practices that we had during the year and some of the bad times. We're suffering right now, but we always bounced back. We always came back. When we were short imports, we found a way to win. When we had bad injuries, we found a way to win. We found a way to fight. I heard other coaches talk about the playoffs starting and okay, now we're going to play harder and now it's a new season and now we're going to play hard. I just don't believe in that. And you are what you focus on and you are what you allow and you are what you emphasize, from day one. I think we're going to have an amazing season next year. I can already feel it just because of what particular work that we put in this year. I have to give a lot of credit to Coach Eric Polin. He really spent a lot of time with Brandon. I give him a ton of credit for Brandon's growth and development. Coach Eric is really, really good player development coach. He's really good at building relationships, and it's really interesting because he understands a lot of English, but he doesn't speak English very well, right? So for him to be able to create a bond with Brandon and spend a lot of time with Brandon and Brandon trust him, I think that tells you a lot. So we had a really good approach from everybody, including our staff, work with Brandon. I spent a lot of time with Brandon. We used to have Sunday night meetings. We would go into the gym late on Sunday nights, watch film, talk a lot, and I think everybody working hard with Brandon and his desire to get better and be coached, I think it really helped. And so, for example, we have a lot of guys that came early and stayed late, and that's a special feeling. Many nights I would go back to my office at the gym to do some work, and Randy would be in there by himself lifting weights. Many times I would stay an hour to an hour and a half after practice, and Brandon would be still working on his game. I mean, there were a couple games this year where guys stayed after games. Maybe they didn't play many minutes. You know, Jay Chen, even Brandon would stay after a game and work on their game. Jason was always there early. There's a lot of guys that put in. We need more. We need more next season, and we'll meet with the guys this summer and talk about what they need to work on and different things. But definitely, we had a great culture of guys coming early and staying late. There's no question. You know, a list of things they have to do this summer, and then I blend that with the strength coach, and I blend that with the athletic therapist. So Patrick, you know, our athletic therapist, and Coach Ferris, our strength coach, and we'll put it together a very specific plan on what these guys have to do, you know, during the summer. The goal is to get a bunch of guys, if not all the guys, to come to Canada and train with me and some of our pros and NBA players in Canada. We're going to work on that as well. So yeah, we have big plans for guys this summer, but because they work so hard and because this season was such a grind and it ended in such despair, I really want to make sure that these guys take a good break though, and get away from basketball and get away from the gym for a good period of time. I think it's important for their minds and their bodies as well. You know, we have tremendous fans, special fans. Their support is incredible. And anytime you're working the way we work, to be rewarded with a packed gym at home or the messages from the fans is special. And so I truly believe we have the best fans in the league. I truly believe they help us get a lot of wins. And I want to thank the fans for all their support, all the cheering, you know, all their energy. We feed off that. You know, the E3, we wouldn't have such great E3 if it wasn't for the fans. And so they're the fuel to our fire. And I want to thank the fans as well. Take care. See you in a couple months. We'll be back.